Hey guys, welcome back to Cajun Horror Talk. I'm Jay, this is Ross. Today we're talking the 1988 classic Child's Play. Y'all grab a cup of coffee or beer. Let's talk horror.
Alright guys, we're going to jump right into it. We're talking 1988 Child's Play, the original. I'm sure at this point anybody watching this film has seen the original. Very, very terrifying tale. The child's doll coming to life decided it's going to just murder a bunch of people, but we decided we were going to review this in anticipation for the upcoming remake in 2019 of this very, very wide franchise that Child's Play has become.
Yeah, Child's Play is one of those franchises, man, where people are really divided over some of the movies. Most people just about everybody likes one, even if they don't find it scary.
Yeah.
Everybody likes two. A lot of people think three suck. I personally like three. And then
It had its moments.
Either you love or hate everything after Bride of Chucky.
Oh, I'm sorry. I fall into the latter of that. I'm sorry. After the Bride of Chucky, the Seed of Chucky, it all just became.
Well, everybody agrees Seed was a turd.
Comedy show.
Everybody agrees Seed was a turd, but
it lost its roots.
But I for one enjoyed Bride. Seed was a turd. I enjoyed Curse, and I actually liked Cult.
Cult of Chucky was good.
Even though it threw continuity out the freaking window.
Oh, the whole fucking franchise kind of said screw continuity from after like part 2.
I don't agree with that at all. I really don't.
I agree with that in the sense of why the hell was he trying to possess other children after part 1?
Because he was put back into the doll, and in the third one, and the second one, he was still going after Andy, if you remember.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
But it was the other little kid.
The third one was the little boy who was the first one he revealed to he was alive.
After the remake.
Yeah, after being remade.
Yeah, that seems like just... It seems like a backtrack answer. I don't know.
About Bride of Chucky, he really didn't give a shit. He wanted to stay where he was at.
Yeah.
You know. Anyways, Child's Play follows the story of Chucky, who was Charles Lee Ray, the Lakeshore Strangler. At the beginning, you see him. He is running from the police. He is shot by Detective Mike Norris, and puts his soul into the doll, which he learned from, I forgot the guy's name, it's John something, the voodoo guy.
His voodoo spiritual supervisor was his little dying declaration where he decided he was going to pass his soul on to a doll, where the intent of that particular voodoo that he was learning was that, in essence, you could live forever. You can continue to body hop with the same soul and continue to live on. It's basically a voodoo immortality.
Which I find strange because evidently he was taught how to pass his soul on to something else, not to die. Mm-hmm. But when he goes to see John, the first thing John says is, "You're an abomination. You need to be killed."
Yeah, it's kind of hypocritical from a spiritual advisor.
Very much so. You know, I taught you this, but now you've perverted everything I've taught you. I think he said, and which you taught him that. What other use would you have for transferring your soul to something else?
I'm not sure if he was a voodoo priest or Catholic. Like, I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Anyway, in his human form, before he passed it on to the doll, he's Charles Lee Ray, the Lakeshore Strangler. That name actually came from 3 different people. It was Charles Manson, Lee Harvey Oswald, and the third one's
James Earl Ray.
James Earl Ray, thank you, the gentleman who assassinated Martin Luther King. That's where the 3 culmination came to become Charles Lee Ray, which is, the character of the serial killer in this movie.
Now, the animatronics in this movie are amazing.
Especially for its time.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost, and I hate to say this because I'm going to catch a lot of flack for it, but it was Jurassic Park level animation. Compared to its time. From when Jurassic Park came out 5 years later, it came out in 93, Jurassic Park came out?
Sometime in that time frame. Not sure exactly.
But 5 years earlier, this doll, they were moving around and making it talk, and it looked like it could talk. Mm-hmm. Yes, that was Ross's cell phone.
It happens. I apologize, guys.
But back to the point, the animatronics were amazing. There were some points where you could really tell that they were using a little person in costume. Mm-hmm. Like the part where the doctor falls on the ground, he runs up and he puts the brain shock on.
Oh yeah, the fluid movements that were going was ridiculous.
Yeah, you could tell it was a little person in costume right there. But the special effects were great. They really were. The animatronics, he was burnt up and still coming after them. That's literally just all animatronics puppeteering, and they were fantastic.
Yeah, and it's amazing to do something like that where you don't get that goofy aspect of it looks like a Muppet coming towards you. Because, I'm sorry, but Cookie Monster holding a knife just isn't terrifying, no matter how you spin it. I mean, maybe if you're on acid, but other than that, it's really not going to terrify you.
How many times must I stab you? One, two stabs.
See, just not as terrifying. So anyway, the good guy doll, which is a doll that Charles Lee Ray puts his soul into, is actually purchased by Andy's mother.
From a street peddler.
Which is a weird aspect when you think about it, because I'm sorry, but the Black Friday rush or whatever the hell it was, where all the dolls were sold out, or it was just because it was opening, just coming out or whatever. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying a toy from a random person in an alley.
If you were Arnold Schwarzenegger, I need the Turbo Man doll.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what movie I'm in. You know, can we stop and just see what genre my life is before I go and buy shit from a stranger?
The friend runs into the department store and she's like, "Hey, there's a peddler outside who has your dog." Why
the hell was she in the alley?
Why were you in the alley chatting up this homeless dude?
She was looking for some heroin.
That's what. Yeah, she was shooting up.
Just randomly wander off into an alley and meet some strangers. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, do you have a good guy doll? By any chance?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Yeah, I raped 3 kids last week and took their toys. Which there was very close to a rape scene in this one.
Yeah.
When she goes to find out where he got that dog.
The peddler, yeah.
That was very creepy. That's one of those moments where it makes your skin crawl.
Yeah.
Now, Chucky's not something that normally scares me. Growing up, I really wasn't scared of Chucky much. I don't know, there's a weird story about that. I was for a little while, and it's because my parents had a cat. And I remember going to sleep one night after watching Child's Play 2. And I'm sleeping in my bed, and the cat tried to, because my bed was against the window, and it crawled across the bed, and it, like, somewhere in my 7-year-old brain, it was Chucky was coming to kill me, and if I don't look at him, he won't know I'm here.
Yeah. The cat would have flew across her.
Yeah.
Just throw a cat.
Only time I've ever scared of him, but there's that one scene where he's in the car with Mike Norris, and he's stabbing up through the seat, and, like, my testicles crawled up inside of it, because I just know.
Like, you know where that's going. I'm being castrated by Andy and Buzz's second cousin. Like, what the fuck is happening here?
Well, and then the knife came in the first knife stab, obviously because it's movies, but it comes in right between his legs, where it just if that had been an inch back, he's singing soprano the rest of his life.
Thank God he's not well endowed. That movie could have ended right there. Yeah. Bled out in his car.
Yeah. Back to another funny story about when I was a kid. Speaking of being scared of Chucky, my brother actually had one of those My Buddy dolls. I don't know if y'all familiar with them. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, my buddy actually looked like Chucky. Yeah. It came out before Chucky, but it looked like Chucky. And me and my brother watched Child's Play one night, and we got scared as hell of it, so we threw it away. Next day, we go to school. My mom is taking the garbage out and sees, their doll fell in the garbage can. So she took the doll and put it on our bed. So we came home from school that day, My Buddy doll is chilling in my bed after I knew I threw it in the garbage, and we freaked the hell out, and me and my little brother burned it in the backyard.
I'm about to say that story should end with, and we burned down the house and moved to Wisconsin.
And we burned it in the backyard.
We went to Wisconsin. Fuck that. We're gone. We're out. No, that company, they definitely they didn't profit from the Child's Play movie, because you figure this.
Not even a little bit.
That company, the My Buddy dolls, came out in 1985. 3 years later, they're making a movie. So in that 3-year span, imagine the amount of My Buddy dolls that they actually sold to kids all around the United States. And then all of a sudden, there comes a movie about these good guy dolls, and I got
which was brilliant on the part of Don Mancini, who actually was the one who
wrote the story.
The story of Child's Play, and actually it continues with it to this day. He's not involved with the remake, but he is involved in doing a series.
Oh, yeah.
Because at this point, Child's Play has broken off into 2 properties, where he has the creative control of one part of it, and the studio still owns the rights to Child's Play.
Yeah. Very, very smart on his part. How do you bring something into the homes of all Americans that is everywhere already?
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, and can definitely freak out some kids in the process.
Just a tad bit.
Now, as far as the body count in this movie is concerned, it's very, very low, especially for a late 80s horror movie. Yeah. There's 4 deaths in the movie. The babysitter gets it in the beginning, towards the beginning of the movie. You have his partner that left him to die, Capuco. Yeah. He gets killed in an explosion, which you don't even see it. The voodoo guy, John, which
was an amazing kill.
Yeah, that was probably the best kill in the movie.
Yeah.
Who taught him how to change his souls. He kills him. And then the doctor who is evaluating Andy gets killed later on in the movie. And that's the only 4 deaths in the entire movie, aside from Chucky himself.
Yeah, well, yeah. Other than Chucky, yeah. Maggie death, the original death, was Andy's babysitter at the beginning of the movie. That was when everything kind of started unfolding as far as, you know, the unknown of what the hell's actually happening when they started sending Andy to psychological help and shit. But Maggie's original death was planned to be in a bathtub, not being thrown out the window. That was the scene you originally see recycled in Bride of Chucky with Jennifer Tilly.
Which would have probably been a better death. The Maggie death scene really was whatever. He hit her with a toy hammer and she fell out of a window.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at some point Darwinism comes into effect and the weak die.
It's got to be, because how do you get killed by a 2.5 foot doll with a plastic?
Yeah, which I guess they're simulating that he has the strength of a full grown man within this doll.
He would fucking have to.
But at some point, the laws of physics come into effect and you punt the little fucker.
I mean, what if you're in the Marvel universe? Maybe he's Ant-Man and we just don't know. He just transformed himself really tiny and he's killing
I'm pretty sure I saw somebody pluck Ant-Man already. He flew like 20 yards.
Well, I'm just saying.
You know, you can still kick the bastard.
Well, yeah. I'm definitely you kicking bastards.
Now, the death of the voodoo priest, that was rough because he goes to his house to find out how to get out of the body. John tells him he's not going to help him. He's going to try to get him destroyed. When he runs off, Chucky lets him know, hey, look, I know where you keep your voodoo doll. You shouldn't have told me this, but now I'm going to break your arm and your legs and then stab you all using your voodoo doll, which was nasty because he takes that leg and he just
which is retarded, though. What voodoo? Why do you have a voodoo doll of yourself?
Of yourself. Look, we're from Louisiana, which is why Cajun Hard Talk. And as anyone knows, voodoo is
it's a big practice.
It's a practice.
It's a legitimate practice.
And I've never heard of someone making a. Now you can supposedly go talk to people and make voodoo dolls of other people to harm them.
Yeah, but it's never for good purposes.
Who just leaves their own voodoo doll laying around?
Yeah, and in any event, if you were doing it for some kind of gain or you were trying to do something very well, I would imagine that there is a proper way to assemble a voodoo doll, then a proper way to disassemble it so it doesn't fucking hurt you. Why are you leaving a voodoo doll laying around? Because you go to work one day and the dog picks your ass up and drags you down to the fucking river and you're drowning at your desk because Fluffy wanted a play toy.
Yeah.
And fucking voodoo. Like, what are you saying that?
Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself.
You see Jim Carrey in Liar Liar getting his ass beat up by something that's not that. And
that puzzles me also. That's
I just don't know why he has a voodoo doll of himself made. It's just laying around.
Yeah, that's weird.
God forbid, you leave for work and your house catches on fire. And you just, why do you have a voodoo doll just
That's
laying
where
around?
Spontaneous human combustion comes in.
There it is.
Everyone
We solved it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
We're going to save this to unsolved, now solved, human combustion. Spontaneous voodoo dolls.
Everybody was involved with voodoo.
Yep.
Their house caught on fire, they caught on fire.
So don't make voodoo dolls of yourself. Do not try this at home.
Yeah. It's like an episode of Mythbusters.
Yep, there you go. We solved the guys. But anyway, yeah, he, for whatever reason, has a voodoo doll made of himself. And then the doll comes in and fucks the doll. Like,
Yeah.
Whatever. It's
movie.
Because movie. That's the only explanation for that. It was a great death scene. It really was. It was amazingly done. Just very out there.
It's one of those gross death scenes, man. It's like right up there with like Evil Dead, where she sticks the pencil in her.
Yeah.
In her
That mirror where the person in the mirror grabs their jaw, and you just see the girl in the bathtub, and her jaw just fucking breaks open.
Yeah.
It's one of those just. It's
cringy, yeah.
Cringy, and it's out there just to be like, oh shit, they did that. Okay, yeah, they did.
Now the doctor's death scene where he puts the what do you call it when they put the thing on your head?
The electrodes for that shit. Yeah.
That one was okay. That dude had it coming though, cause he was being really weird with Andy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, he was like a white Bill Cosby with little boys instead.
Yeah.
Like Bill Cosby.
Oh, he had access to IVs.
Yes.
Intravenous Bill Cosby.
Yeah, it's Bill Cosby and Michael Jackson had a kid.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, he was ready to shoot up Andy, and Chucky. I mean, if Chucky was smart, he'd let him stick Andy first.
Yeah, why not? Let him stick Andy, put him to fucking sleep, and then.
Didn't you? You got all freaking day long.
He's literally just chilling there.
Yeah, that death made no sense, but it was a pretty cool death. Had the blood in his mouth and all that.
But with all of that being said as well, why the fuck did you just make a voodoo doll of Andy?
I don't think he knew how.
He had the guy right there. He could have made a guy.
Yeah, but he did.
I'm pretty sure
tell him
that
how
guy
to-
left his voodoo doll laying around. He left some fucking scripture around somewhere where he could have pieced some shit together.
Yeah. He got little stubby fingers though. It's hard to turn pages.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you can't get a fucking paper cut plastic, right?
It's
Yeah.
Brad Dourif.
Brad Dourif?
Yeah. Brad Dourif as Chucky. Chucky didn't seem like the brightest guy, brightest bulb in the cabinet there.
Yeah,
He
no.
may not have been able to read. There's Voodoo for Dummies.
That's true.
That was a later plot.
That's
line.
actually very
That's a
true. That
later
happened
plot
later
line.
on in one of the other movies, the Voodoo for Dummies book, which was retarded.
So yeah, guys, we get to the end of the movie. They light his ass on fire, which was actually a pretty cool little line by Andy. Where he's like, "We're supposed to be friends to the end," and Andy goes, "This is the end, friend." And lights on fire. That's like every 7-year-old's like, moment, you know?
Right.
But
It was great. I love the fact that he didn't make it out of the first 3 fucking movies with both of his arms attached. At the beginning, in the first one, it gets shot off by, I think it's Andy's mom. Is it Andy's mom or the detective that shoots
no,
it
the
off?
mom shoots it off.
It's the mom that shoots it off? And in the second one, it gets trapped under the thing when he's climbing up the Good Guy Factory doll, and he actually rips it off and puts a knife in its place.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then Andy himself shoots it off at the end of part 3. He didn't make it through a single one of those fucking movies with both of his limbs attached. Both arms.
That's true. That's a true statement. You just made a fact.
That's weird.
So, in closing, guys, I personally give this movie 4 out of 5. I'd love to give it a 5 out of 5 because it is the fact it is a classic, but there's just one of those things where I just don't find Chucky scary. I really don't. The acting at some points is a little. The premise of it, there's a lot of plot holes you can find anywhere.
Amazing bunch of plot holes.
But it's still a classic movie. It really is, and the nostalgia of it is really what carries it all the way up to a 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Catherine Hicks in that spot as Andy's mom, but every time I watch that movie, I'm like, look, it's the woman from Seventh Heaven.
Yeah.
Every single time I watch it, I'm actually gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. I'm a little bit, I guess, less giving than Jay. The plot holes and some of the just complete topsy-turvy ways that some of the things came. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It's obviously a huge horror icon. That was gonna be a fun edit for Jay later on.
Yeah.
But I'll give it a 3.5. But in any event, guys, don't leave your voodoo dolls laying around. And apparently don't be named Andy, because if you do, there's a good chance your toys are going to come to life.
And try to take your soul.
Yeah. What's happened in Toy Story and in Chucky?
That's a true thing.
That is a true thing.
Yes.
Don't be named Andy. Keep your voodoo dolls locked up.
That's all right, guys. So catch us on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter at Cajun Horror Talk. Hit the like button below. Hit the notification bell. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when we drop new videos. Y'all have a great one, guys.
My buddy from that row preschool.
Yep. Nope.
I had one.
Fuck.
I never told you that story?
No.
We're about to tell it on camera.